Are you looking for something fun to do this weekend? Well, have I got the stuff for you. As you're probably well aware, this weekend coming up is Thanksgiving weekend. And that means it's a long weekend. Unless you work retail, and then it's an extra busy work weekend. But for those of us who have some time, no matter what kind of time, to spend with our families, we want to let you know of some of the options that were happening and some things that you can do to make Thanksgiving weekend one of the best weekends, okay? So we would like to offer you 5 ideas. Thanksgiving break, this whole week, like my kids have the whole week off, you can find a volunteer opportunity. You can go shopping. They will have lots of stores, especially the small local ones, will have some fun things happening this week. You can visit a tree lighting. You can read. I know I have one son who that's his plan for the entire week when he's not at swim practice. And you can play games. Today's sponsor of Let's Go Do Fun Stuff show is Snapology. So one of those options that we just told you about was to visit a tree lighting over this weekend. So let me tell you about 3 that are happening this weekend that haven't already happened and aren't happening like the first weekend of December. The 3 that I found, and there are more, so you can check our website for that. But the 3 that I found was there's a tree lighting in Edina on Saturday, November 26th. There is a whole tree lighting festival in Taylor's Falls Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then Wayzata is having their Light Up the Lake tree lighting ceremony on Friday. So those are your options. If you want more information, we will have all the links that you need in the description box below. There's a couple things we want to let you know. The tickets start at $15 and then go up from there. However, lap passes for kiddos ages 3 and younger are $5, I believe. And then if you apply for an ACT scholarship pass, those also start at $5. They have rooms for your younger kids if you need to pull them out because they kind of freak out about something, which can happen, and Children's Theater knows that and they understand. Joy went and reviewed this for us, and she highly recommends it for all ages, as long as you know your kids. Your kid might not enjoy it as much as somebody else's younger kid, but it is definitely a good show for everybody. Another option that we have is the Children's Theater Company. Every year they have a fun holiday show, and this year it is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Reed Sigmund is our Grinch again this time, and Dean Holt is the old Max. Do you remember Max? Max is our buddy who's the Grinch's dog, who's kind of like his go-to guy, right? And so the story is told through old Max's perspective. So Dean Holt basically tells the whole story and then it's all acted out. Finally, we wanted to give you some suggestions for where to find real Christmas trees. A lot of people, it's their tradition, or they want to make it their tradition to get a real Christmas tree and to get them over Thanksgiving weekend, right? Like the day after Thanksgiving, their family goes out and they get their Christmas tree. Well, if you're like my family, you might have a fake Christmas tree and you might be perfectly happy with it, which we are. Or you might not know what you think about that Christmas tree, and you might really want a real one, but you're not really sure if you should. So here are some ideas about why you might reconsider a fake Christmas tree and get a real one instead. First of all, artificial trees still drop their needles all over the place. It's still a mess. It's a different kind of mess, but it's still a mess. Number 2, the pre-lit Christmas trees, the bulbs generally die out way before the tree themselves need to be disposed of. So I don't even know when a tree needs to be disposed of. I haven't had a fake tree for that long. But you might want to consider that. And then finally, if you have a fake Christmas tree, you have to store it. That's just the reality. So if you have a space for the tree, go for it. And if you don't, you might need to consider a real tree. My kids have loved Snapology. One of our favorite programs that they do is Lattes and Legos, where moms and dads get to go have a coffee and the kids get to play with Legos. Learn more about it in the description box below. And there you have it. Some fun things for you to consider to make this long Thanksgiving weekend a really fun, family memory-filled one. So let's go do fun stuff.